Oh man, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope this video finds you well, however it finds you. I'm your host, Uncle P. And today I'm back with a Saturday episode, man. Trying to get my schedule right, bear with me, but I just been like so eager to record that, whenever I get that urge, I just get up and go. So I'm gonna give y'all a little pod today. I just wanted to talk about a couple things. One, just wanted to talk about Gunna's album, how I feel about that. And then so we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna bounce around a little bit, but we're gonna talk about the Gunna album. I'm gonna do an AFC preview. Just my thoughts surrounding the AFC, divisional winners, um, who'll make the playoffs, who I think won't make the playoffs, what I'm expecting, that kind of thing. I'll probably do NFC at a later date by myself or with my co-host. I'm waiting on my co-host. And then after we do that, then I want to talk about what last night's game meant for Shadeur moving forward. But so first, let me see. Just gonna bounce around today, man. How y'all doing? How was y'all night? That Shadeur game, that shit was lit last night, wasn't it? That shit was a movie.
I be hoping you be, hold on. Tony, I be hoping you got something positive to say about me. You only say negative stuff about me. And I'm like, I ain't do nothing to you. No. I ain't seen nothing positive that you ever say. I just do positive every day. What up, man? Come on.
Come on, man. We don't laugh at that nigga, man. You better stand on it. He gonna look at that as, well, never mind. I ain't even about to start over.
Tony, what I do? What I do to you, Tony?
Fuck Tony. Yeah, man. My dog Gunna dropped the album, and it's crazy because I fuck with Gunna, man. His music was it's my theme music. Like when he first came out, so when I first came across Gunna with Drip Season 3, that was probably like winter of 2018. And that shit, boy, oh my gosh, it was a different experience because I coming of age 2018, I was about 22. You really start that's the age where you really start to learn more about yourself, figure out who you are. When Gunna dropped Drip Season 3, that shit was everything, man. Like, I'm about to, hold on, let me play something I want to play something from Drip Season 3 just so y'all can see, like, the difference because Gunna's album, although it's not terrible because he don't rap bad, he'll never pick a bad beat. It's starting to get a little, like, repetitive. It doesn't feel fresh. Like, I'm like, new Gunna used to feel fresh. Like I remember Gunna would drop and that shit, I don't know, it just gave you the urge to like, well, I'll speak for myself, but it just made, I don't know, I like to call it main character music. Like I got a thing for um main character music, like, and that's your Futures, um Lil Baby, Rallo, V's, Babyface Ray, like, and I call it main character music because it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm just narcissistic, maybe I'm just really like full of myself, but it's like these are songs that I turn on and I just instantly, like, I already feel myself, but these songs kind of like take it to another level. These songs by these artists, they just take it to like a whole other level. Like the music, I don't know, music might not have that same effect on y'all that it does me, but I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. Um, so like I would just hear, oh my God. I'm gonna be on YouTube. I might have
Young
to
Metro,
pay for
I'm gonna shut
ads.
you. I'm gonna shut you.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Tryna give you more life. I can see through the spike. Niggas creeping like mice. I'ma speed through the mic. You got to be more precise.
You
You
ain't
ain't
wrong
wrong
if
if
you're
you
right.
right. Have a wonderful night. Pay the hell of a price. Pay the hell of a price. Hop on the jet, you can't delay the flight. One of the best, ride the beat like a bike. Don't touch your tongue
Damn.
when you niggas try bite. It's still
Damn.
SOS niggas shooting on sight. I blow through a 20, but that shit was light. When I cut that jet, man, I gotta do right. Why you been mentioning somewhere to reside?
What you say?
Get everything that I desire.
It's not a
Fish
freestyle.
like
Get
this
this shit on my brain.
Prepare for a life, cause this
This
shit
shit
come
come
with
with pain.
pain. Niggas fell off and just start getting paid. Made me a boss, now I hold my own way. I'm practicing patience, don't know how to wait. Some people just trying, don't got what it takes. I talk to that guy, he don't make no mistakes. They
States.
call me young.
Yo. Woo! He not making music like this no more. Hold up, hold up. What do you say? Run that back, Turbo.
Whipping that Mozzie, pay me for the party. I don't wear a hardy, got drip on my body. 10,001 for the strippers and five. Cody, I sit while I'm smoking inside. Whacking like Gotti, my crew almighty. No TGI Friday, eat 5 star, we dining. All of my bitches want VVS diamonds. So rest
What you
of
say?
the
What you
levels
say?
start changing the climate. Extra on my waist, I'm back rocking her man.
Defend your Air Forces, they cost me a band. I rock a show, get some rest to my man. I indicate to bring my bitch to the scene. I can get my wits and live life on the edge. I'm at a time, so I'm sipping this red. I cannot catch these back into my head. You're gonna rap and I believe it. My wrist seen the neck and roll this got me wet. My jacket, no forces, this shit cost me some bread. European stitching up, I'm in it French.
She want a vacation, my bitch need a tan. Fear got pimp, and my fear got
Damn.
van. Niggas went there
Huh?
when I needed a hand.
Whipping that Molly, pay me for the party. I don't know how they got your phone. Like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Bro, when this shit dropped, wasn't nobody making music like this. Oh my God. Like that, you see how that, like, if you know me, I'm like reserved, shy. But when this shit come on, boy, I'm not gonna say shy, but I'm more reserved. I'm just very like, I don't know, I just move with a lot of discernment. Like I don't just overextend myself. But like Gunna, man, like his album, it sounds like it sounds like a man who doesn't have any equity to pull from. It sounds like a man who has no home. Like it just sounds like, and what I mean by it sounds like he has no equity to pull from. It sounds like he's a man with no country. Like what I mean by that is like, all right, so like I'll give you an example. Like somebody like Future, you know, he went on his crazy 3 mixtape run, Monster, what was it, Beast Mode, Monster, and 56 Nights, whatever, mixtapes, commercially acclaimed, but mixtapes nonetheless. Like, and that was after, you know, he came off that Honest album, more mainstream, more for like, you know, other audiences, that kind of thing. A lot of features with people he doesn't normally work with, you know, but when he wanted to get back to his when he wanted to just make something for his fans, he was able to pull equity from like he had equity in like different producers from like the region or area where he started making music from, the region or area where we fell in love with him at. Like he was able to, you know, link up with your Metros, your 808 Mafias, your you know, just all of them, the Zaytovens, like because, you know, he got equity with them. So yeah, Future can go and do a commercial joint, make some songs with Kanye, Pharrell, and all that. But when it comes back to like, cause this is the thing, you can't forget where you came from. You can't go anywhere without remembering where you came from. You just can't. I don't care who you are. You gotta remember where you came from, especially in the music business, especially in hip hop, you know, because 9 times out of 10, most of these niggas got on their cities broke them. So like somebody like Future, you get popping in your city first and everybody else catch on. Well, by the time everybody else catch on, we caught on to the music that you made for your city. We caught on to your sound, your way. Like you took us into your world. Like that's why we started fucking with you. I mean, so when you make commercial albums, yeah, we'll fuck with that too. But every now and again you gotta, get back to the basics in any industry, like sports. You play the game all you want, national television, whatever, whatever. But in order to get better so your fans continue to love you, you got to get back to the basics. And the basics is like, just going back to practice, shit like that. Like doing the fundamentals, just the basics. Like so Gunna, his album, it just felt like a man with no country because from a production standpoint. Yeah, he working with Turbo and probably some other industry producers. I'm not that savvy in that area, but you can just tell. Well, you definitely can tell because you don't hear it. But he don't have no Metro on there. He don't got Zaytoven. He don't got none of the producers on his album that helped break him except for Turbo. And if it's anything I've learned about producers, a lot of them like will collapse. Like Turbo could start a beat, Metro might come in, clean it up, finish it, add his shit, whatever the case may be. But end up collabing. And this Gunna album just feels like a lot of like just Turbo and that's it. And it just feels a little. It don't feel like this.
10,001 for the strippers and finals. Codeine I sip while I'm smoking exotic. Whacking like Gotti, my crew almighty. No TGI Friday, eat fast, all we done. All of my bitches want VVS down here. Rest in the club and start changing the color.
I want the money. It just don't sound like this. It sounds like a man who it honestly.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for.
It honestly sounds like a man who, like, if I had to be honest, it sounds like a nigga that's making music on the road with like a handful of producers and he just moving from state to state, city to city, just bouncing around, doing him, running his movie. It don't sound like he sat his ass down in Atlanta and made this album and called everybody to the studio to get the vibes right, to get the sounds right, get the atmosphere right. It don't sound like any of that. It sounds like that snitching shit is really starting to have an effect on him. When he first came home, the music was fresh. He probably had some shit before he even went in. It was cool. Like you could hear that he didn't have the same producers, but it was cool because we fuck with Gunna. But now he's on like his third project since being home, and he and that's boy slow down. You dropping too much territory. Like he's like because it don't sound fresh anymore. He don't got no equity to pull from. He don't got like if he could have just buckled down with Zaytoven, Southside, Metro, this shit. This should have been fire, but it just it just don't. Like I'm gonna see. Like it's cool, but it ain't like all right, see, look, DS Forever, that was before he went in. Gift and a Curse was cool, but you could tell it was like missing that like it was missing that but it was cool. We gave him grace. He just came home. We knew nobody was fucking with him. So it was like we wasn't going to judge him on that scale. 101, I had hope. I had hope. The production sounded really good. The content was cool. The production did sound good, but it didn't really have that. It ain't really had this. Like it just, and you know who did this?
Metro Boomin want some more, nigga.
What you say?
How about ball mains?
Hey,
Swerving no lanes.
hey,
Don't play no games.
hey.
Ain't no joke.
Don't do no hangs, ain't got no pain. Let that click hang.
Got that pole. I rock ball mains.
Ain't no joke. I'm on pro.
Ain't no joke.
I'm
I roll race, swerving no lanes.
with my gang.
Till I'm gone.
Yeah, it ain't got that, man. And that last one, man, this shit just sounds like I don't know, man. It's cool, but it ain't the Gunna I know. Like, if you start fucking with Gunna like around Drip Season Forever era, it probably all sound the same. And you probably cool with it. But if you start fucking with Gunna Drip Season 3 and beyond, that shit is like not it.
bottle watch. Kicking up my peers, my
This
influence
cool. This
worth a
cool.
lot.
I like this.
Got my bitch the yours, that I skirt to that drop. Fellas overseas in Europe, I hit Zurich, bottle watch. Kicking up my peers, my influence worth a lot.
That was cool, but that's 13 seconds of one song, man. Like, he got a joint with Burna Boy, who getting fucked tonight. That shit is Nathan. Is. Let's see what this is. I listened to the whole album, but it wasn't really.
I'ma be rigging your line once again. I done been drinking, I was just thinking, when we gon' fuck again? Her pussy leaking, her pulling up, I wanna make love again. She wanna pop a few, we on them love drugs again.
Like, that shit sound like something from the Wii. It's like. Yeah, that's some Wii music. I don't be fucking with this. What's this?
To this cake, West that late when I'm not in that 8, rather been 6 tray in a gunmetal gray. Pop my way, can't get out of their way, and still all in their face, this shit.
Like, it's cool, but it don't hit me like the way Drip Season 3 took over me. It don't hit like that. And Gunna gotta, I don't know, maybe he got waited out. Maybe niggas might fuck with him. I mean, if y'all know any street niggas talk to them about taking a plea and snitching and all that, it's a little complicated, so I understand, and I don't fault niggas for not fucking with Gunna. I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't know the nigga. I can listen to his music, but yeah. So that new Gunna album, man, it just sounds empty. Next I want to get into. Hold on, make sure I'm still logged in. Pussy's logged me out. I'm gonna get into an AFC preview and talk a little bit about Shadeur's game from last night. Shadeur, he was putting belt to. Well, I don't want to say he was putting belt to ass, but he was cooking. He was definitely cooking starting off. And I saw all the tweets. Oh my gosh, I saw a lot of tweets. People saying like, because that first drive was a little, I think it was the first a couple drives, it was a little, because I missed a little bit of the game. I was smoking, but like the first couple drives I missed, and I seen tweets of people basically saying like, 12 not ready, he not ready. But by the time I turned it on, hold up. By the time I turned it on, it was like, um, yeah, by the time I turned it on, he was rolling. He had scored a touchdown and everything. And I seen a tweet, somebody saying like he not ready. And it hit me because football is a little complex. It's not like basketball where why the fuck? It's not like basketball where you gotta be like a finished product. Not even a finished product. All right, so I'm going off a tangent because this shit is fucking with me. But Shador is raw. He is not as naturally gifted, but what he is smart, precise. Um, and he plays with a lot of conviction. Like I'll give you an example. And this person I'm about to name is a great example because it actually comes into like what one of the guys was saying on Twitter. He was saying how Shador's not ready. And it made me think of Jordan Love because when Jordan Love got drafted in 2020 to replace Aaron Rodgers still played, I think, a season or two. Let me see. So Jordan Love got drafted in 2020, and when he got drafted, Aaron Rodgers was still on the team. And I just remember seeing all the practice clips, camp highlights, shit like that of Jordan Love when Aaron Rodgers was still on the roster. And with a lot of what I saw, it just looked like somebody who wasn't ready, who wasn't ready.
This is Jess.
Where's this
She
music
needs her
coming
money to
from?
work as hard as she does. That's why.
How was that playing? Anyway, so when did he get his start? When did he get his start? No, I don't want to look at it. All right, so he got his real start in like 2023. Um, yeah. So I say all that to say by the time Jordan Love got started, he still looked really raw, but people wanted to thrust him out there because based on the clips and everything we saw, he looked really talented, a lot of arm talent. He was big, strapping fella, could run a little bit, and he just basically looked like a black Aaron Rodgers for the most part. And I remember when he started, he didn't look ready either. But it's the NFL, it's the quarterback position. It's probably like one of the hardest positions to play in any major sport. I say all that to say you don't have to necessarily be ready to win the job. At that point in his career, at that point in time, Aaron Rodgers was still better than Jordan Love. But when you have the future in mind, when you like trying to build towards something, when you got all those things in mind, it's not necessarily about who's ready. It's about who's putting out good tape that we can build on, who's doing some good things that we can build on for the future. At that point, Aaron Rodgers was like 39 or 40 or something like that. And it's like, we can't keep, we, and for when they drafted Jordan Love, so they wanted to play him at some point. And he's like, what, 26 now? So it's like, so when he got to start, he was about 23, 24. So if you want to get him ready to play, the only way to get ready is by playing. That's it. If you're not ready, you'll never be ready if you never play. So they had to play him where even though they had Aaron Rodgers, but they had to if you want to build towards something to extend your future, Aaron Rodgers does not do that. So I say all that to say Jordan Love, he was not ready for the job either, but he put out good enough tape. He had good enough showings for them to start him, and he won the job. And that's just really, it's not like Aaron Rodgers wasn't wasn't deserving of the job. Jordan Love was ready for the job despite being ready to play. Only way you can be ready to play is by playing, and Jordan Love is very talented. And I only bring that up for Shadeur is because, like I said, I saw people saying he's not ready, 12 not ready, but you don't got to be ready to get the job. He put out good tape. It was stuff to build on there, and more, and this Cleveland situation is worse than the Green Bay situation. If Cleveland had Aaron Rodgers, they probably would play him. And I wouldn't fault him for that because Jordan Love, when he started playing, was better. Jordan Love when he came out was better than Shadeur Sanders is at this point, just off pure talent. But they have Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel. When that's your quarterback room with Deshaun Watson on the ACL, whatever is going to happen with him, when that's your quarterback room, when Shador goes out there and plays and he doesn't necessarily look like he's ready to win games, that can't factor into your decision because he looks like he's ready to play. And I bring up the conviction thing because Jordan Love, when he got to start more talented, he wasn't necessarily ready. He was still raw, but one thing that held him back a little bit, in my opinion, is he didn't play with a whole lot of conviction. He didn't like just let it rip all the time. Even like in his body language when he throws the ball, he throws a lot of like fadeaway passes. Like he don't, and maybe that's because he's naturally gifted. He has a stronger arm, but it's like you watch Shador. I mean, it is because he has a stronger arm. But if you watch Shador, it's like he knows where he wants to go with the ball. He gets it there. It's incomplete, completion, interception don't matter. That's where he wanted to go. He gonna let it rip. Jordan Love, I don't know. I just didn't see a whole lot of conviction when he played. Just a whole lot of like arm talent, and I think that's a product of just having a lot of talent, God-given talent. when you don't have as much talent, you got to rely on other things. That's why like dudes like Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, they pride themselves on like timing, anticipation, that kind of thing, stepping in the throws, mechanics. Like these are things Shador has to focus on because he's not going to be like Jordan Love. And sometimes when you are very talented, sometimes it can prevent you from honing in on the mechanics because even the most talented people still have to focus on the mechanics. Like the quarterback position isn't just like a talent position. It's a preparation position. It's an anticipation position. It's a position you have to play with a lot of conviction, and Shador does that. So, I mean, like I said, he's still raw, but he's ready. He's ready. He's ready, man. He may not be ready to win games, but he's definitely ready to start, especially considering that quarterback room. Um, so I'll just end with a little quick I'll do a little AFC, a little AFC preview. Things I'm expecting, looking forward to. Actually, what I'll do is, all right, so I'm gonna just run through the divisions, tell you who I think is going to be a division winner, and blah blah blah. Not much to say here with the AFC East. Um, Actually, let me go on FanDuel so I can look at some of these odds before we go. Shit, crazy how they won't verify my location, but whatever. So just the AFC today. All right, so division. AFC East. I'm going with the Bills, man. I'm not probably not gonna put no bet in yet. I'm going with the Bills. Uh, Jets have Justin Fields at quarterback. He stinks. I'm sorry, brother. Miami Dolphins, they'd be lucky to win 5 games this year. I'm actually gonna place a bet on their under. Mike McDaniels is a great play caller, but I don't think he's ready to be a leader of men yet. But this is a great learning experience for him. I think Mike McDaniels is going to be a hell of a coach in the future. Just not for this organization, for this rendition of the Dolphins. It's just with that quarterback not as talented, don't even got the measurables. Tyreek Hill just being a fucking asshole. They'll be lucky to win 5 games this year. And I think Mike McDaniels is going to get fired, which I think will be a blessing in disguise for him. Because I think the league kind of forgot just how good of a coach he was in terms of like play calling. He just has to work out some kinks as far as like getting his locker room together, figuring out what kind of team he wants to run and identity wise. Just Miami's not the place for him. I could see him getting fired and then possibly calling plays somewhere else. Um, New England, right now, they're an idea. They hired Mark Vrabel, great head coach. Made the AFC championship game with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. Obviously, he had Derrick Henry, but nonetheless, he still made it. He beat my Ravens to get there. When I think we were the number one seed and we had a bye, he beat us to get there. I saw a lot of the chatter when Gerard Mayo got fired and how he wasn't deserving of getting fired, and Mike Vrabel got the job despite having a couple losing. It was just all BS, man. Like, that's why I don't like talking with people who like. I don't want to be that guy because it's a lot of race plays a part in a lot of shit, man. It might even play the part in this. But let it be known, Mike Vrabel is a better coach than Gerard Mayo, and that's really all it is sometimes. Like we can't, if you want to win in this league, it can't be, oh, especially with the head coach position. Like, oh, we'll figure it out. Blah blah blah. He'll turn it around. It's like the Dolphins are going through that with Mike McDaniels right now. Nice guy, everybody loves him, but it's like, brother, we got to see something. Like the Dolphins showed it, but they didn't have a playoff win. New England, they showed nothing with Gerard Mayo. They look unprepared and just bad. So right now, I like the idea of Vrabel, Drake May, Diggs, Christian Gonzalez on defense, Travion Henderson. He had a good showing in preseason last night. I mean, I like them as an idea, but right now we got to go with the Bills. AFC North. See, I get weird when it's my team. I get very like cynical and very like, I like to think we will win the division. I wouldn't be shocked if it was either Cleveland or Pittsburgh, though. Although Cincinnati, not Cleveland, if it was Cincinnati or Pittsburgh, but although Cincinnati, what they showed in that one preseason game, granted, it's just preseason, I don't think their defense will help them at all this year. And I don't think the offense can carry the load in the same way they did last year. They won like 9 games with the worst defense in the NFL, and Joe Burrow putting up video game numbers. I don't think it's football is not linear. It's not going to be like this one season and you just like it's just unpredictable for the most part. You know what I mean, unless you got coach, a great organization, top five quarterback. If you got that, then it's a little bit more linear. The Bengals had the quarterback, but we don't know if they got the coach, and they damn sure don't got the organization. So, and they haven't even got Trey Henderson signed, so they could have like a shit show season easily, easily. Pittsburgh, same way, but they have good coach, good organization. They got an old quarterback, but he's still talented nonetheless. I think it's some value at Pittsburgh winning the division. Um, but if I had to like bet my life savings, I'd probably just put it on Baltimore. Only thing that would really stop Baltimore from winning the division is probably injury. But if I had to choose, it's going to be between Baltimore and the Steelers. I don't think. The Steelers were bad last year and the Bengals overachieved last year. I don't think it's just going to be linear and the Bengals get better last year and the Steelers get a little bit better. I think the Steelers can get a lot better and the Bengals can get worse. But I'd probably go with Baltimore. AFC South. Now, this is the division that's going to break a lot of people's brains. A linear mind would just take the Texans. I think the Texans take a step back this year. Defensive head coach, terrible O line. If they had like an offensive head coach with that O line, I'd have some hope of the O line, getting better or patched up or whatever, because that's just what offensive head coaches do. They understand the trenches on the offensive side of the ball a little bit more, a little bit better. They understand pass protections and different things like that. Um, and still got Nico. Tank Dell's recovering from injury. Houston's aren't a bad pick to win the division. Tennessee, we know they're not winning, although, yeah, they're not winning. Never mind. I'm not even about to get into it. Will Levis was terribly bad. I think Tennessee can be better, but I think Tennessee will be better than the Colts. I think the Colts are going to be like 4 wins, maybe 4 or 5 wins, something like that. I think the Colts are going to be picking first next year. So I like the Titans to come in third. And honestly, I like the Jags to win the division. Liam Cohen, he had some great showings last year with Baker helping resurrect his career. Baker helped himself, of course, but Liam Cohen was, at the helm for that. He was at the helm for, who was it in college? Was it Philip Rivers? I forget. But yeah, I like Liam Cohen. I like their weapons, BTJ, Travis Hunter. I don't know if ETN is still because he had like a terrible season last year. He started off pretty good, but it was pretty bad. So I gotta look into the running back situation. I like the defense. Um, I like the Jags a lot, man. It's gonna be a prove it year. Well, who knows, honestly. People just say that. Trevor Lawrence gonna have to show he gonna have to show us something this year, and I think he will. I think he will. I think the vibes are good. I think he has the weapons for it. And I think, and like I said, football is not linear. It's not just you gradually like sometimes it's up, downs, peaks and valleys, man. Football is it's a violent sport. One injury, one firing, anything can change your entire season. And it's so few games that one injury can very well derail your season. One, you know, uh some locker room situations can change your season. Like anything can change your season in football, preventing you from like going to that next level. I think the Houston Texans will be very fortunate to be as good as they were last year and made the playoffs 2 years in a row. I don't think it'll be like that this year, but that defense is really good. So it's out of these two. It's value in the Jags because I think it can only be out of these two. So it's definitely value in the Jags. So if I had to pick, I would just take Jacksonville and just fuck it, just take Jacksonville. But Houston's a good pick too. You can get them at plus money. AFC West, last one. The Raiders are going to be scrappy and competitive. I think they'll get anywhere between 6 and 8 wins. I think this division is going to be crazy this year. So we'll start from the bottom. I think the Raiders will get like 6 to 8 wins. I think they're going to. Pete Carroll is there to raise the floor. He's not their long-term solution. Maybe in the next 2 to 3 years, they'll be ready to compete at a really high level in the division when Mahomes and Herbert is older. Um, like I said, football is not linear. I could easily see 5 years from now this division belonging to the Raiders and the Broncos because Andy Reid retired and Mahomes is there trying to find a coach, putting up video game numbers but can't quite put the wins together. Maybe. Um, the Chargers, who knows what's going on? They just lost their left tackle again. So who even knows what the Chargers look like in 5 years from now with Herbert? He still has yet to win a big game. Still has yet to win a playoff game. Bo Nix is young with Sean Payton. This division could look completely different in the next 5 years. So, but back to the division. I think the Raiders will probably come in fourth. Third, see, I think all right, so I think second and third, I think the Chiefs and Chargers will end up being second and like tied at like second and third. I think I could see a situation where they both go like 11-6. And I think the Broncos can win like 12 games. I think the Broncos can win the division just based on their schedule, just based on play calling. I love that defense. Riley Moss, Pat Surtain. They got Hufanga. Yeah, so I think it's going to come down to the Chiefs or Broncos. The Chargers I had high hopes for, but they got a lot of injuries right now. Najee Harris can't even open his eye playing with them fireworks. So again, if I had to choose, the fact that the Chiefs are at -110 is kind of scary. Because they won this division every year since Pat Mahomes has been a starter. This should be like more like -200. So, but if I had to pick a gun in my head, I'd probably pick the Chiefs. But if I'm just like, looking values, a value pick is the Broncos. Chargers are hurt. Raiders just don't have the talent. It's really going to come down to the Chiefs and Broncos. The Broncos played the Chiefs really well last year, really, really well. Almost beat them if not for that blocked field goal. Yeah, if I had to gun in my head, I'm picking the Chiefs. But if I want to make some money in hopes of making some money, you go with the Broncos, man. So for me, my picks: Broncos, Jags. The Steelers. I'm not gonna pick the Steelers. Steelers gonna have to show me. Ravens, Bills. 29.19. That alone, $10 to get you 292 bucks. If you're a cheapie like me, $5 to get you 146. See, that's cool for me because I'm gonna just bet that 46 bag, throw the 100 in my account, probably get some food or something. See, I don't gamble to like break the bank. I gamble to like get money for food and gas and some clothes or something. I don't do all that extra shit. I don't, you'll never see me putting $50 on some shit like this. It's just no way. Like if I need to make this kind of money, there's some other things I'll do. I'm not gonna leave that shit in the hands of FanDuel, but yeah, so that's it for today. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Um, like, share, subscribe, and until next time.